All right. So, Assalamualaikum and happy weekend, guys. It's a happy Sunday, guys. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
Gents, how you guys?
Yeah,
Okay
I'm
lah.
okay. Yeah, okay lah. Very
good.
hot Malaysia this past weeks. So we have the aircon right now. I think at maximum already, and it's still very hot. You can see my head sweating. Okay, how are you doing, Adrian?
Yeah, okay. It's a good Sunday, I think.
Yeah, but
went
then you I think you are not in a forest, right?
Oh no, just the Zoom background.
Just the background. Okay, W.K, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks.
Right. Okay, so let's start with the watch chat title today. So we struggling to decide the theme of our discussion today, but we settle for 3 Grail watches. 3 Grail watches that you or me and all of you guys who are watching this episode wanted to buy, right? So yeah, so I have to start first. Right.
You wanna do a quick wristwatch check?
Oh, wristwatch check. Okay.
Yeah, wristwatch check. I always forget about wristwatch.
Adrian do first. Adrian do first. Right, Adrian, what's
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Just the G-Shock.
G-Shock DW 600.
Yep, the Tough Solar version.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Tough Solar version.
Because it's a Sunday lah,
in the
so
world,
normally I'll go out, either hike or go to the playground or something.
Right,
so this is the best.
Much easier lah. Right,
Yeah, no worries.
As Nico says, effing God tier.
Right, how about you, WK?
I'm wearing a vintage. I don't know if you can see OYSTERDATE Precision 6694.
Oh, okay.
Somehow the vintage smaller ones they look so good lah.
Yeah.
Only because I have a small wrist lah. I mean, I think like if you have an 8-inch wrist or something, this 34mm will look ridiculous.
34, Oh, that's nice.
34, yeah.
Right. Okay, so for me, I am wearing a borrowed watch. Right, so the Tudor Black Bay.
I wonder whose one is that?
It looks a bit familiar.
Look familiar. Sounds like me, look like me, but not me. All right, so let's start with the Grail watch, right? So you guys know I don't really have any dress. I have a dress watch lah, but I don't really like dress watches. But when I saw this one particular watch, I just show you. If I can just show you on this phone. Hold on, I will make it bigger lah. Right, so this is the Muller Glashütte Original. You can see.
Yes.
Oh no, not this one. This one is
They call it the Eye of Sauron.
Eye of Sauron. Yeah. Eye of Sauron. Okay, show you the non-date one. This one. Oh, the Eye of Sauron. So I saw this particular watch, right? I was like, wow, that dial is really awesome. I cannot how to say this. I don't know how to tell you. When you see the dial, there's some kind of a layering thing. All this, I think they made this in layers of enamel or something like that. But when I see the watch, I immediately, oh man, I've got to have that. And then I saw a video by somebody called I forgot what's the name. There's a YouTuber lah. So he also started the video with the Eye of Sauron. I was like, oh wow, that looks absolutely awesome lah. So I think it is in 38mm diameter, right? And nice, and then nice size. The thickness is just, hold on, let's see. A Blog to Watch mentioned that just 9.4. Okay, 39mm across, 9.4mm thickness, right? So very nice. I think the lug to lug is maybe around 44, something like that. So this is for me Muller. So not Muller Glashütte. This one is Glashütte Original 60s, right? And the price. Let's check out the price. Price is $6,400. Okay, can still go. So my wife is back at the back there, so maybe she's listening. Wink. Right. So anyway, I think for a dress watch, this might be a bit over the top because of the orange color. But you know what? I don't really go for a this occasion of having a dinner day out, right? So that often, but yeah, I think a dress watch, maybe a little bit of flair there, a little bit of flamboyancy there should be okay lah. For me, that's me, right? So next. Well,
and I actually honestly think nowadays dress watches, people wear anything and everything anyway.
yeah.
So you wear a dive watch, you wear a suit, anything. I mean, most people really don't care, I think, nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah, I also like very much although I also hardly ever wear dress watches, but I like the idea of wearing a dress watch and just wearing shorts and t-shirt and slippers and going out.
Oh,
I think that's damn cool. Yeah.
Then you
But
can
it
always
doesn't
tell
work
the
the other
wife,
way
yeah,
around.
you can tell the wife, yeah, I dressed up what?
Okay, what about so
So
next?
you're not doing all three at one go.
No, just rotating around.
Oh, okay.
Next,
So my
next.
turn now.
Yes, your turn.
Okay, so I also struggle with this concept of Grail watch, right? Because
Okay,
as you know, that's not how I buy watches.
All right.
I don't try and work towards something. I basically have a lot of watches lah. I'm basically like a slut, I like so many watches, and whichever one come along, and if it comes along at a good price, then that's the one that I want to have the opportunity to experience, and then experience already, bosan already, then I'll probably sell it, right? So that's kind of my approach. So for me, like Grail watch, not really. So when the topic of discussion for 3 Grail watches, I really struggle until I realized that maybe there's another way I can do it, which is I stick to one brand. If I stick to one brand and choose 3 watches from there that are ridiculous in terms of price and availability and all that, then maybe, right? That's one way I can narrow it lah. So the brand that I picked is Lange because I really like, I really admire the brand. For a number of reasons. So before I talk about the watch, I have to talk about the brand first, because it's all connected, right?
Right.
I like it because it's a very German brand because of their over engineering.
Right.
And there are many examples of that. Like they use a 3/4 plate for the movement, which covers up almost everything, because it gives them rigidity, and for a precision instrument, it's the best environment for all the low tolerance parts. And then they still use chatons for the jewels, even though nowadays with artificial jewels, you actually don't need chatons anymore. So they have a chaton, and then they have the 3 blued screws to hold the chaton in place. All of this over engineering, right? Which from one drilled hole in the plate, they now have 5 drilled holes. They have to make blued screws and all that other stuff. So despite all the over engineering, they also very classical. Right? So and very classical is not very German, because you see like a lot of German watches like Laco and SINN and Nomos, they all not classical at all, right? So that's why I one of the reasons why I like the brand lah. But I can go on talking about this brand, so I think I will talk about the brand again before the second watch. Okay. So the first watch, I'll bring out a picture. The first watch from Lange is this one, the Saxonia SINN.
Saxonia.
Right. The Saxonia SINN, it's a 37mm watch. It's about 6mm height, I think, hand wound. And actually, this one is quite a challenge for me, because if you see, focus. If you look at it, it's got no seconds hand.
Right.
And it's got no minute markers. It's only got hour markers. Right. So it's really a dress watch, in that you shouldn't be bothered about looking at the seconds, because you're in this like very atas environment, right? So you shouldn't be having to check the precise time or know what minute it is and all that. But I like the fact that it's hand wound. So basically the entire 3/4 plate is exposed. I actually don't really like Lange watches with an automatic movement, because I think the rotors are quite ugly. But this one has got the entire 3/4 plate. And I actually like another version, which is the Saxonia, not the Saxonia SINN, but the Saxonia, I think the movement not so nice looking, because that one has a center seconds, but the entire 3/4 plate has got no detail in terms of you don't get to see any other gears and all that. So yeah, so that's my first Grail from Lange.
Adrian, your mic is muted.
Yeah, because
right.
there's some construction outside,
okay,
so
okay.
I mute it when other people are talking. Yeah.
Right. We should talk about price, right? Because these are so ridiculous that the context of price is important. So it's about 18,000 US.
Okay.
And it's an entry level Lange.
Entry level, entry level.
I think that's like the cheapest, right? Around there.
It is. It is the cheapest Lange. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What about you, Adrian?
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Actually, Ngam also. My first Grail is also Lange.
Oh.
And they are
all right, bro.
my most favorite brands for sure. And I think they are one of the ones that really brought me to really appreciate watches. When I started watching, you watch all the different YouTube channels, and a few actually really talk about how Lange approaches their watchmaking and how they basically they rose from the ashes lah kan. They were, they were merged in, I think after when Russia took over Germany after World War II, then they joined back again in the 80s or early 90s. The
when
grandson,
the wall came down.
Yeah, the great grandson or something revived the whole thing. And like you said, the whole German approach to things, being very robust. And the other the other things, I think I might steal a bit of your content later, WK, but I think one of the big things that made me go, they actually do that is, assembling everything and then dismantling everything and then reassembling everything again. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
What they do? They don't have their own movement.
No, they
make all their watches are their own movement.
Okay, so why do they
assemble everything?
Okay.
So when in-house, they assemble the whole watch, make sure it's working, make sure it's in spec, everything. They disassemble everything again.
Oh, okay.
And then they just to make sure that it's correct. Even with disassembly, reassembly, everything, it can still basically everything fits, everything is at the right places. When you do this kind of thing, you basically that it works lah. And we know for engineering, for cars, for anything, this usually messes up the whole. It never becomes the same again. That's what everybody says, right? Whenever you take anything new, you don't do these kind of things, but they do it to show that they can, and to show that it works lah. So that also makes me go. And of course, the other thing that made me go really amazed is also their focus to make sure that every single thing that they do, it doesn't matter from their cheapest one, I think the one that WK showed earlier, which is really freaking amazing, is made at the same level as their most expensive watch.
Right.
So every single piece is handcrafted, hand polished, to me, it goes like, how do you hand polish a screw? All the little tiny things and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and so you're basically paying a lot for workmanship. It's not just quality and the research, but the man hours into each watch, I can imagine it's quite crazy to each and every one of them. And my first watch, let me show you here, is this. Wait, alamak. This background screen doesn't allow the stuff. One quick one.
You gotta put it in front of your face then, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this one. Can you see?
Lange one.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, the Lange one. And this is the 25th anniversary Lange one. So I think they only made 250 pieces, unless I'm very much mistaken. So I call it a Grail because I most probably will never get it already last. Because there's 250 pieces. 25th anniversary. But it's just got this, it's the blue and white thing. It's how I say, a dress watch that is complicated but still somehow maintains its simplicity. I think there's something very unique about it. And the other one is being a bit of a science kind of person. The Lange one is actually designed after the proportionate theory. I can't remember which specific theory, but I think it was the golden ratio and a few other things.
Golden ratio, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's actually made with mathematical symmetry. So it's asymmetrical, but in a symmetrical way. It's very weird. So it's very pleasing. So that's the other one. I was like blown away when I saw it.
Yeah, and it's a good size too.
Yeah, I think
it's a 38 and a half.
Yeah, correct.
38.5. Oh, that one, the
Yeah.
Lange one it looks so big though.
No,
they have
it's
many
37,
different versions,
37.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
They have
This
many
is the
different
little
versions,
Lange
but
one.
the basic one is 38.5 millimeters.
This is the little one, so maybe it's a bit smaller. It's 36.8.
So
Nice, very nice.
The version that you showed just now, it has that dual disc for date, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it has it's the second and a big date. Yeah, so the second and a big, yeah, and power reserve lah. Yeah, they like to do power reserve stuff also. Yeah, and this one retails at 35,500 euros. So about 40K lah USD. Can lah. Next month.
Only.
Okay. You know what? I just listening to the price of both of your Grail watches just now. Was like mine is too low lah. The next
Grail,
one, the second one. Okay, it's very simple. The SINN. For the longest time, I've been wanting to get to get myself the SINN U1, right? So U1. But I've tried on a few times in last 5 or 6 years, but still I think it is a bit too big. So when SINN released the U50, and then when WK said, "Oh, he wanted to get one," I was like, "Oh wow!" And you know what? I might have to order the same exact watch from WK's dealer.
Hey, good. Then maybe you can get a 2-piece discount.
2-piece discount, maybe lah. But anyway, because I think you know lah, the SINN U50 is a smaller. It might be a smaller version of the U1, but of course it got everything: the regimented steel, the regimented bezel, regimented bracelet, and everything, right? So, but if I am to buy that watch, I'm not going to be buying it on the bracelet, because I think SINN really needs to improve on their class, right? So the class, I think, yeah, right. So
Yes.
totally right. So if you want to charge your customer that much, then you have to improve your class. So that's why I'm going to avoid the bracelet. But I'm also not going to go for the silicone bracelet, but I'm going to go for their leather strap, because you know their leather strap. I think maybe WK, we have seen a few in the store, right, before.
Yes.
SINN. So the leather
Yes.
strap that is being used by SINN and even Damasco, they are made by the same maker, which is, I think it's from watchmaker called strap maker called D Model, DI-MODELL, right? So this leather strap, actually, they're actually a waterproof leather strap, but at the back of the buckle, right? So you have this flap so that the buckle won't touch your skin. So I had one of those straps before, but I think after 4 to 5 years it started deteriorating already. So, but that is how I'm going to get the SINN U50 if I am to buy lah. Right. So I think maybe even without the bracelet, it will still cost about how much? $3,000 US, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think probably a little bit less after some negotiation.
Oh, okay. Alamak.
But will you get the one with the black bezel, the SDR, or the non-SDR?
No, the non-SDR, definitely not the one that you want. So it's okay lah.
All right, okay.
So I'll be different.
Okay. No need to fight.
And later on, when I do the review, I can have 2 watches, I can compare.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So next, let's go to WK.
Okay, the second one is, as I said, also a Lange. Because I intend to buy so many Langes, but because I just focus on one brand, easier. So like what you were saying, Adrian, they do this twofold assembly, right? They assemble all the raw parts with some finishing already, and then they make sure everything is adjusted to perfection, and then they take it apart, and then they do the final finishing and cleaning, because they use German silver, which is not actually silver, but it's an alloy, which patinas into like a golden warm hue, right? And they use that in the movement. So normally when people talk about patina, it's on the dial, right? Maybe on the strap or whatever, but their movements actually patina. And so it's very important for them to not have a single, like even a fingerprint on any of that German silver, because then it will change the way it patinas, right? So they do that. I mean, it's just crazy. So anyway, the second one is also a Lange one, but it's the plain Lange one, right? So I'll just bring up a picture. But because, right, since I already have this one, since I already paid like 18,000 US for this one, then for the second one, I don't want that color anymore lah. So then I go for the blue Lange one.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's a white
Gorgeous
gold case and a very deep blue dial. That's very nice. And so the reason why I like it is the same as the reasons why you like it lah. You know, it's that golden ratio. It's asymmetrical, but it's so beautifully balanced. And I think just that the extra large date alone, the complication, and I was reading about how they're actually able to make those two digits appear, and the amount of torque that the mainspring has to be able to exert to be able to shift the disc instantaneously at the same time. That part alone already like mind-blowing already lah. So right, your next one, another Lange, come on.
I would love to, but I chose another brand. I actually have a video about this quite some time back. I'm just rehashing a bit lah, but still the same. I don't think I've changed my mind since like a year or ago. It's a Credo. It's
Credo, right?
Yeah, it's a Credo. It's a Aichi 2. Have you heard of that before?
Not familiar, no. The brand, yeah, but the model, no.
It basically looks like this. Very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very simple. Blue hands, white dial. I think there's something about us here who really liking blue stuff. I also really love blue watches in general. The IG2 it's all I haven't found out the price, but unless I'm very much mistaken, it's also limited. Oh no, not limited in an outward manner. I think it's limited to production per year. So I think they make like 20 a year or something like that. So another one that really to me fits the meaning of the word grail, that is, it's really, really, really difficult to get, not just in terms of price, but also in terms of attainability. This is I think $50,000 or something along that lines. For something that looks so simple, when you really look about it, it's literally a 3-hand watch.
That one, it is an enamel dial, right?
Yeah, an enamel dial.
Right.
It's probably hand forged. Everything is handmade. As even I saw the process of them painting the enamel before. Also hand. Everything is by hand lah. I mean, at that kind of price, you kind of expect everything to be really, really done properly lah. And also the other reason is same lah, like Lange, the finishing. I think the finishing at the movement, and it's an open movement, is also amazing. The power reserve, the IG1, the power reserve was in front. Then I think some people, power reserve being in front is a 50-50 kind of thing. Half the hates it, half likes it. So they put it, so it's still there, but it's just at the back lah. So it's brilliantly done lah, I think. And the finishing, I think it should rival the Langes lah, because it's also hand done and hand finished by the, I forgot what's the exact word they use, but they, their studio lah, the Credo Artisan Studio or something like that.
Right.
But same thing. And you can see by my first two watches, I'm a bit of a dress watch person. I like the simple, clean watches lah. Yeah.
Right.
So, my second that one. And also I think that's the one thing that Seiko maybe made a bit of a mistake, where they put Grand Seiko and people don't really care about Grand Seiko, because to everyone who's not a watch person thinks it's a Seiko. So I think they should have just stuck to Credo or changed the brand altogether. To exclusivity. Yeah, not that Grand Seiko isn't good, it's amazing. It's just the branding. To me, it's a bit of a mistake lah. Yeah.
All right. So the third one. So my grade is very very cheap, guys. So not even worth compared to your two Grail watches just now. So
No, but
this,
at least you're practical. No, it's achievable.
yeah. So just now
Then it's
we
no
have.
longer a grill.
Ayo.
Okay. So just now it's the the Eye of Sauron. The second one is the U50. The third one is this one, but in black.
Ah, okay.
The black bay in black. So black bay 58 in black. So because I think the something is, how to say, romantic about the color. I mean, the black, the gold, and then the difficult to get when it was first released. So I just I just go to the dealers and everything. So I asked, hey, is it possible to get the black bay 58 right now? And then she said, you can get in line lah, but we don't know when. Right, so there must be something something when I saw the videos and everything, right, I was like what is the fuss all about? I was like, so what's so special about this particular watch, right? So if you watch my video of the unboxing of this particular watch, the WK one, I was like in that particular video I was like, ooh, but seriously, this is a very very good watch, and I'm lucky that I finally understood what the fuss is all about. And then the blue one, yeah, I think this rather, and if you go, if you want something classy, a daily watch, right? So I think if I own the Tudor black, it will be my daily watch because it suits in almost every situation. It has the water resistance. It looks classy. It could go with any situation, right? So you can wear a suit, you can wear jeans, or you can wear for me, I work in a factory. I can wear my factory suits and everything without feeling awkward, right? So if I am to wear the Eye of Sauron to my office, then that would be a little bit over the top. But still, this one is, I think this is the perfect everyday watch, right? Minus the dead wheel, right? So anyway, all right. So that's my third watch, right? So, okay, so let's go to WK.
Okay, so the third one, again, a Lange,
Okay.
and I wanted to talk about one of the reasons why I like the brand so much is culture. I've seen a lot of interviews with their management team, the product team, and all that, and it's very clear, at least to me, that they have an amazing company culture. Like, for instance, one of the things is that on the balance cork, which is individually hand engraved, if you bring your Lange back to their headquarters, they will actually be able to identify who was the artisan who did the hand engraving, and they celebrate their artisans, right? And also they have this culture of nothing is impossible, and it's quite literal. I mean, they made the world's first tourbillon that can hack.
Right.
Like everybody was saying, like, tourbillons are impossible to hack, right? And they have to jump through hoops to make a tourbillon that actually hacks. They can do it, right? They can make an entire digital watch from mechanical, the Zeitwerk, right? So they can do all of these things, right? They made the triple split chronograph and so on. So the third watch is, for me, has to be one of their chronographs, because they are one of the most complicated watches. But unfortunately, like, their datagraphs and their triple split and all that are too big for my skinny wrist. So I had to pick one. So the one that I picked is actually from their 1815 range, and it's their flyback chronograph, which looks like this.
That looks nice.
Very classical.
The more vintage inspired style.
Yeah, close one eye, maybe you think it's a Patek Philippe, which is even more expensive. So yeah, I think that's a really really beautiful watch. The main thing is it's got the right dimensions for me. Let me just look it up here. The dimensions are 39.5 millimeters and 11 millimeters in height for a mechanical chronograph, which is amazing. It's one of the smaller ones, like I said, the Pateks. The Pateks, they have very very small chronos, which are beyond Grail. So okay lah, this one is my Grail. The price is only 60,000 US. So it's about $500,000, no, $250,000 ringgit. Only lah, only.
Only lah, only. All right, right.
And I think the one thing just to, because we are on Lange, right? I think if taken one of the stories is when they just came back and then they debuted their datograph. It was in the 90s or something like that. Right? I remember
in the late 90s.
The CEO of Patek came in, saw that, and I think mentioned something like we are in trouble or something along.
And they went immediately to work, and I think something like it took them another 8 or 10 years or something like that, and then they launched their first
ever in-house
chronograph.
So it's amazing. I mean, you come, you debut yourself, and then one of the greatest brands out there says, "Oh, we're in trouble." It's quite crazy.
Okay, Adrian, what's your last one?
Okay, my last one, since I had 2 dress watches, and to be honest, actually the datograph was one of I was thinking about that as well, out of the sheer reputation of the datograph being probably the best chronograph ever made. That's what a lot of people are saying. I decided, no lah, one Lange, maybe try another brand. And I actually, and also not a dress watch, I actually went for a sports watch, and it's actually this. And not a very boring choice lah, in a sense, because it's so popular. That's the Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin. Also because of my small wrist lah, same like WK. This 39mm one, smaller. I think it has all the, and it's just a very plain watch also. Actually, just that a 3-hander. I kind of like simple stuff lah, in a sense. I'm not a high complication kind of person. I admire them, but I don't feel like it resonates when I wear lah. And I think one more thing is the extra thin is another thing I really like about it. It's a sports watch, but it's only about 8 something mm. So so and that kind of level, I think it would just be amazing to wear. I would imagine maybe one day, I think it would be extremely comfortable. Sports watch, thin, can wear every day, and for sure this is, you can wear it for a dressy occasion, you can wear it for a normal everyday occasion. It's that's the one thing lah.
How much will that
Which
be,
is the dial that you will pick?
The blue with
blue dial.
Is it called guilloche? That pattern.
I think they call it petit tapisserie.
Yes. Yeah. That one blue, and
you
again
have to pick the hardest one to get of course, the blue dial. Oh, jam already.
Adrian.
He's so happy about his 3rd Grail that he's fixed in that smile. Look at that.
Sorry, did I lag?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm lag.
You were fixed on an expression of bliss talking about
It's about 30,000, I think, euros, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that means the most expensive Grail in today's discussion is WK's one lah.
I mean,
all right. So
all amazing pieces.
Yeah. Okay, that's it, guys. So I think we are in about 2 or 3 minutes just left in our
nice
today. Just nice, just timing. Right. So in summary, I think we are all fan of German watchmaking, right? So
anything about it.
Yeah. WK has 3 Lange. I have 2 German watch, and Adrian has 1 German watch, right? So one
Japanese
and two Swiss, right? So all this it's good to dream, right? So dreaming is free. So sometimes if you don't have dreams, then what do you live for, right? So that's why it's good to have dreams. So, and you work towards it, and when you achieve your goal, and you celebrate it with a watch, right? So I think that is a nice way to celebrate life, correct?
Okay, I have to start thinking like that, because I don't think like that. So I have to start now. Otherwise, I have no purpose in life.
All right. So I think that sums up all of today's watch chat episode for today. Thank you very much for all of you who supports us. I think
Thank you. It was fun.
there are a few friends that subscribers ask me, hey, when is the next one? So here we are, guys. Right. So if you guys have any other suggestion on what we should talk about in our next watch chat session, please leave us a comment down below. Right. So until next time, I am Nur Muhammad from NM Watch at nmwatch-insta, and WK from
chrono.path on Instagram.
And Adrian from
Watches in Nature, both YouTube and Instagram. Yeah.
All right. So, and that is all. That is all, guys. I say good weekend. Have a good weekend and happy working. Tomorrow is Monday. All right.
Okay,
bye-bye.
thanks, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.